Thank you, Stuart, and thank you for inviting me to speak today. I also acknowledge the traditional owners of the land in which we are gathered, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and pay my respects. It's pleasing to see at this meeting concern about civil liberties as a central issue at the University of Sydney. The New South Wales Council for Civil Liberties has had strong links with the university since our foundation in 1963 by a group of people, including academics at this university, concerned about the kinds of civil liberty breaches that we remain concerned about today. CCL is joining in this meeting today because we're concerned that the university is reacting in a disturbingly disproportionate way to the incidents which occurred at the Colonel Richard Kemp lecture on the 11th of March. And in participating here today, I do not participate in the debate between the pro-Palestinian interests and the Israeli interests. I'll leave that debate to others. You can have an interest in civil liberties in relation to this incident without participating in that debate, and that's what I'm here for today. A central theme of civil liberties is that liberties do not stop even when someone has done the wrong thing. If this was not the case, there would have been, for example, no concern over the execution this morning of Andrew Chad and Myron Sukumoto. They plainly did the wrong thing, but that does not mean that the punishment that was carried out this morning was correct. Respect for civil liberties requires a rules-based approach, fair and proportionate treatment, and, most importantly, respect for fundamental values such as free speech and the right to protest. It is particularly important that civil liberties apply on a university campus. If we can have the lights back up over here, that would be really cool.
Someone needing the lights down there.
Thank you. It's particularly important that civil liberties apply on a university campus. If they do not, the university may be perceived as being captive to vested interests, and the very values that the university stands for, academic freedom, freedom of speech and the right to protest, will be compromised. This is not just an issue for the university, this is an issue for the whole community. The community relies on universities where there are opportunities for robust free speech as part of the important fabric of society. The first requirement for civil liberties is that it must be clear what the rules are. Here, the rules are, at least in part, in the codes of conduct. One for academics and one for students. They are terribly vague. Staff must treat students, staff, affiliates, visitors and members of the public with respect, impartiality, courtesy and sensitivity. Sounds great. Students also have to treat them with dignity. I don't know why dignity applies to students but not to staff. Although the Vice-Chancellor says that the university has a commitment to protect the right to protest, the codes of conduct do not anywhere recognise that right, or that it may conflict with some of the obligations in the code. Exercise of the right to protest may legitimately involve acting disrespectfully, partially, discourteously, insensitively, and without dignity. The Code of Conduct does not provide for exemptions where staff and students are reacting to assaults or contempt by visitors to the university or members of the public. And that's a very relevant concern here. The codes of conduct lack the necessary detail to work as a proper basis for serious disciplinary action. The second requirement for civil liberties is that the codes of conduct and the rules, the bylaws and the enterprise agreement rules, must be consistently applied. Compare the situation now, for example, to the staff strike in 2013, a strike which involved large-scale protest activity over a period of 6 or 7 days, where there were regular invasions of lectures by students seeking to disrupt the lectures and encourage others to join the strike. Despite heavy-handed action by police resulting in numerous arrests, although no convictions as far as I'm aware, and orders banning people from the campus for a period, only one student faced any disciplinary proceedings. How disproportionate then does it look now when, out of a single incident where no one has been charged with any criminal offence, there are so many people threatened with disciplinary action? The university in the past has exercised a deal of restraint in commencing disciplinary proceedings, reserving them, as they should be, for the most egregious cases. The same restraint is not evident here. The lack of restraint in bringing disciplinary proceedings undermines the reputation of the university, both among staff and students. A university intolerant of relatively minor transgressions will not attract robust free thinkers, just corporate yes people. The third requirement for civil liberties is that the consequences of breaches of the code of conduct must be fairly spelled out and proportionate to the offence. Here the codes give no information at all as to what may follow a breach. Acting disrespectfully towards a visitor to the university surely should not attract the same penalty, for example, as engaging in racist conduct. There is intense external pressure on the university to sack Jake Lynch and to expel the students involved in the protest. Such remedies would be utterly disproportionate and inappropriate. The university must stand up against that pressure. But the most important requirement for civil liberties is that the rules in their content should uphold the vital commitment to academic freedom and free speech. As things are working out now, it can be seen that the university's management use of the codes will have a repressive effect on free speech on this campus. The university is being turned into a corporate enterprise in which dissent and protest is inconvenient for the corporate reputation of the university. The case against disciplinary proceedings arising out of the incidents at the Colonel Richard Kemp lecture on the 11th of March is founded in respect for civil liberties. If it does not prevail, the reputation of the university will be in danger.